Oh,
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is part 9 of the Let's Play for Code Lyoko Quest for Infinity on the PlayStation 2.
I know you're cool with
So, now we have new conversations.
Okay. Who's the lucky girl?
And,
it's Alida.
huh.
Wow. You know,
I don't remember that
don't
from
wanna
the show,
discourage you, but it won't
yeah, I
be
guess
easy.
that could work. She's
You're
cute and all,
awfully
but...
different. How can I put this?
Well, in any
Alida
case...
is mega intelligent, you know?
Hey, me too, you know.
I think the word Ulrich was looking for there was
10 billion.
mentally
Really?
disabled.
Try to impress her with that then.
But,
You never know.
at this point...
What great weather. Come on,
Oh, we have
girls.
at least 2
Wanna
characters
eat
who
the
just
food?
show up to say one thing and then
I've got
they
a
don't have any
scoop.
actual
More your
conversations,
stale
but
news, Millie?
whatever.
No, this time it's heavy stuff. According to my
Yeah, this
sources,
actually
there's
is
more
kind of a
than
direct reference
working
to the show.
relationship between Mr.
Where
Morales and
Jim
Mrs. Hertz.
liked Mrs.
Are you
Hertz, and Mrs.
serious?
Hertz
Well, I'm not really surprised.
apparently did
I
not
noticed
like
that he was
him.
looking at her strangely during our trip to the lake.
I'll keep up the detective work to get more details.
Okay, and
Kind
I'll
of
snoop
weird
around a
for
bit as
Odd
well.
to be helping out the
Have to
school's
work out if I
newspaper.
want to perform in front of the fans. Paco cannot let them down. Hi, Yumi.
What do you want?
There's a great film on this week. You and I could go see it this weekend. It's
Oh,
called
well, that's-
Atoms of
that's
Solitude.
rather brave of
written by a
him.
Lithuanian and directed by Zlatan Spielborskas.
Ooh, it's written
about
by
how
a
solitude
Lithuanian.
affects scientists in the wilds of
Not
Siberia.
just
Sounds fascinating,
any
but
kind
I'm
of...
afraid I'll have to turn you down.
Okay,
I
a
have to babysit my brother
Lithuanian? You
this
couldn't
weekend.
make up a
Too
name?
bad.
Oh well. Hey, wait a minute, this looks different. Uh-oh. We have a tower
Is it XANA
active.
again?
And it's on the new replica. Yes, the video game only stages. I believe it appeared first in Ready to Virtualize, but I'm not 100% sure.
Factory, right now. Something's wrong.
Don't panic,
So,
Einstein.
we're going to the
coming.
volcano replica soon, aren't we?
What's going on, Jeremy?
Well, first we have to go to the forest area, and we'll find out
XANA.
why here in a minute.
This time, it looks as if a virus has hit the city. The hospitals are overflowing, not to speak of the school infirmary.
But why didn't anything
Yeah.
happen to us?
Very strange.
That doesn't
Maybe
quite make
trapped.
much sense to
Whatever
me.
it is, we've no other
How
choice.
exactly
We have
are
to
they
disable the tower.
specifically
Anyway,
immune to it?
We did destroy 2 replicas.
What unique
That should
characteristic
introduce
could all
some
5 characters
Now, time to
have
think
that
about
XANA
that.
could
We've
genetically
got a
alter
tower
a
to
virus in
deactivate.
such a way that it
Yes.
doesn't affect any of
On
them,
the last replica
but it
we
affects
found.
everyone
This is
else?
a good chance to explore it. Does anything show up on the
Weird.
super scan? No, nothing at all. It's as if the replica were
No, wait a
protected.
minute.
So, let's go.
You just showed us the super scan finding the tower.
Oh no, a power outage.
Ah,
Another one of Xana's tactics.
well, at least they're not going to do some really
Can't use the return to
stupid
the
thing
past
like try to
or the
claim that
skid.
a tower on
do we do?
Lyoko
We
could
can't
somehow
hang around
power
just
an
waiting
object
for
in the
something
real
to
world
happen.
with no actual energy
Maybe I've got a
system.
solution. If we reroute the energy from a Lyoko tower, maybe I can power up the supercomputer.
Wow, that's just incredibly
No.
stupid.
It's my dad.
That makes no
He's in
sense
the
at
hospital
all.
because of that darn virus.
So what are you waiting for? You have to go see him.
What about the mission?
Go on. We'll
But I
manage
suppose
without
for
you.
a kid's show about teenagers kinda entering a supercomputer to fight against a
Activate the
malevolent
tower quickly.
AI that creates
energy to
insect-like
repair the
monsters and
Consider it
infects the
done.
real world with magical computer powers, because computers can totally do that. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that the show's a little unrealistic. Here the enemies are chasing me with green ooze puddles. For once, they actually kind of have the smart idea of just covering the ground with them, which is a great move on the part of the enemies, and one that you won't see happen really ever again, I don't think. And there I try to be cheeky and counter the shot, but he just blops the ground with green poisonous gunk, basically killing any attempt I had there. So you'll see me actually reflecting shots back a lot, and it's mainly because I knew it was going to be coming next, and I needed to get as good with this as I could. But the reflecting effect is mostly a crapshoot anyway. The one time when it actually is pretty reliable is when you're using Yumi. So I should have really switched to her at this point, but I have more flying enemies to take out here in a minute, so kind of helps me more to stick with Odd. Thankfully, this stage gives you a lot of points, so you can do a decent number of upgrades, including Odd's increase the rate of fire for the attack. So in the next few videos, you'll see Odd just decimating things because he fires twice as fast as normal. And it actually is reasonably fast to hold down the button to fire now instead of doing what I do for these videos, these early parts here, which is actually hit the button repeatedly. You can actually fire faster that way before you get the upgrade. And I guess in theory, after you get the upgrade, I think you could still fire a little faster than the upgrade itself, but it's not really worth the effort at that point. I mean, this is a platforming game from Code Lyoko. It's not Call of Duty or something. So, yeah. And funny thing here, apparently the guy can't actually shoot through the terrain back there. So he keeps trying to shoot at me, and he can't do anything. Now, if I just stood there and fired at him, I could have hit him over the terrain, but he couldn't hit me. I don't think. But here I just jump and shoot at him. A lot. And now you see why I took the time to try and reflect shots, because if it works properly, it's much, much faster. And I don't have a whole lot of patience in this game anymore. I had a lot when I was playing it the first time, I don't have it anymore. You might have seen a weird skip there, that was because I failed this part the first time. And the thing is, I've never gotten this part right on the first go, any playthrough of the game. I just never have. It's a pretty complex sequence, and as you can probably tell from the video, it's kind of hard to see what you need to do. So here we take out a few more enemies, and this is an interesting puzzle. Take a guess what you have to do to get rid of the orange door. Or red door. Yep. The red door disappears while you're standing on the moving platform. Then you have to shoot the switch and get back. The platform doesn't actually move until you get back, which is helpful considering that if it started moving and you were still on the platform that's already moving and does not stop during that little unplayable part, when the platform is descending, you'd fall off into the pit, which would make you have to do that entire
Watch out
sequence
for the
again.
bug. It's a new species of tarantula.
Boy, that would
It's
stink.
supposed to have a force field.
Okay, these guys are interesting here. They have force fields, so obviously that's why I needed to learn how to reflect the shots. And there's that guy flying around throwing bombs. These guys are not really that big of a deal outside of this stage. But yeah, as you see, you have to reflect the shots back at these enemies to kill them. But something interesting you'll notice happens here. I knock back the shot at that one that has the shield, but it dies. It's because I'd hit it with a shot earlier. You see, it actually takes damage from the shot that disables the shield, and damage from the shot that hits if its shield comes back up. And there's a little example of how Yumi's power works. You hold down the attack button and then you can lock onto targets. You can technically lock onto multiple targets, but it's a lot harder than setting all your lock-ons to a single target. And you can never lock on more times than the number of attacks it takes to destroy the target. And when you do her walking across the balance beam thing, you see the little XANA thing there underneath her that has an arrow. You just hold the shoulder button, as is illustrated in the little side picture there. But it's a lot less complicated than you might think. You just have to make sure that you're holding the shoulder button on the opposite side as the direction that the arrow is moving, not where the arrow is. It should never be an issue keeping your balance there. And see why I pointed out that Yumi was much better at reflecting shots.
Aelita, it's your turn.
Her timing just seems to be a lot better with it somehow. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's a little subtle thing built into the character that actually makes it work a little better. And more stock footage. So, now Jeremie is going to use his tower from the quantum supercomputer to power the quantum I still do not understand how that could work. Like, I'm trying to think of any quantum physics ideology I have in my head, and the only answer I have is the physics-destroying capabilities of the giant robots in Gundam 00.
Nice job.
And their weird perpetual
Still
energy
learning,
machine
Ulrich?
and generator
No, you're
things.
fine. Done. The skid
I'm
is
getting
set.
way off
Should we
topic
wait
just
for
thinking
Ulrich?
about it.
Sorry, but there's no time to lose. I'll let you know as soon as I have any news. I promise. Ready? I'll teleport you.
Alright, looks like we're headed to the new replica. And of course the obligatory fight
Ready
sequence
for
in
action.
the
Here
ocean
comes the welcome party.
of the internet. Oh look, Manta's not threatening. But we do get a new enemy type here. Shake off a monster. Oh boy. Yes, these little octopus guys, which kind of spin around, revealing their weak points sporadically throughout the course of the fight. Only actually grab onto you if you don't kill them really quickly, like I do here. But eventually they fly up and grab onto you, and you have to
What's happening?
move the left control stick really, really fast, just in random directions to knock them off.
Something seems to be jamming my system.
Oh well.
I can't find the main
And I'm
power.
not sure if we've actually met
Hold
that
on,
manta
I'll
that
keep
drops
looking.
bombs
Okay,
yet,
but
but
fast.
we have now, so I'll remember for the future videos. Huh. Wonder if this was the series of tubes that Ted Stevens was talking about when he mentioned the internet. And I lost half my health going through the series of tubes. These are the beam mantas, and then of course these grabby things. The octopus grabby things.
Got it.
Huh,
can
that
get
was
into
much
the
quicker
replica
than I
now.
expected.
About time.
Oh, but we're getting pretty close to the time limit. I'm gonna have to cut this one off a little early.
Recover.
But, let's take a good look let's get a look into that replica first, before I finally, say farewell for this part. The next part I'll actually be making the next part right after this one is finished. So, wow, did it just emerge from a sea of lava?
Oh no! What's
Oh
going
boy.
on? Alita, what's happening?
Jeremy, I can
Lightning!
hear you very well.
Real lightning!
Communications are jammed. Oh, everything's gone haywire. Alita,
Well, that's
can you
not
hear me?
good.
What's going on?
Grr, I'm evil.
What a mess.
Hang on tight. We're in for a rough ride.
We're gonna crash! Whoa, that was close. With the skid damaged, though, how are we gonna get back?
Let's go see.
I wonder if we'll have to somehow activate a tower on this replica to repair the skid, or something.
Everybody okay?
Wait a minute, isn't Ulrich still
better.
around?
What happened?
Well,
No idea.
he's busy right
We had
now.
lost
Let's
control.
not worry about
It's
him.
strange.
Ha ha ha!
Oh noes. What could that ha 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 mean? Well, you'll have to tune into the next video to find out. Until then, thanks for watching, and so long.